Hey, thanks for tuning in today. So something that I wrote a while ago, actually was for a group I was presenting to last year about influence and how to become better at influencing within the business, big global business. Obviously, it's hard to get people's time and attention. So how do you do that? And I wrote this whole manifesto around influence, things like owning the objection before you hear it from them, create horizontal relationships. So all of these are just phrases, and then I've underpinned it by examples, stories, social proof as well. But I was sharing this manifesto with a client today and we're going to use it very soon. And actually, I didn't actually go into every one of these items, but what stood out for him, and he's like, oh my gosh, I love this one. Learn the lyrics, sing them back to your stakeholders. And first of all, I want to give credit to Pat Flynn, because he actually, I heard the phrase learn the lyrics from his book, Superfans. And learning the lyrics is about really understanding who your client is, or whoever you're serving, and understanding their lyrics. So what that means is what drives them, but also what words do they use to describe their problem. Using words is really powerful. And so I actually got this concept of learning the lyrics. I write about it in my book, The 2-Hour Workshop Blueprint, when I'm talking about what do you call your workshop? Because the title of your workshop is really important. It's a marketing tool. It can have its own energy, or it can suck the life out of workshop content. So learning the lyrics is really around understanding what your clients or prospects are saying. And all you got to do is then mirror it back from them. So sing it back to the stakeholder. So the example that came up for me was early on during COVID, I was figuring out, how do I serve my email list? I've got this email list of facilitators, people that have signed up for workshop tips, but I'm not really offering anything to them because my core client group are businesses, are corporations. But I thought, with COVID, and now that I've got some free time up my sleeve, I'm not flying around everywhere, why not reach out to the group and see what they're after? So my first step was organizing a listening tour. So I just basically put it out on my email list. Hey, if you want to chat for 15 minutes, just book in a time. And I had about 20 meetings booked in over 2 weeks. I limited it to that, 2 or 3 chats a day. Really invigorating, met a lot of actual great friends as a result of it. I remember having a conversation. I was asking questions like, what do you need, or what's top of mind for you? And I was basically just noting the ideas down. And I took some of these ideas and I was like, okay, how can I be of service? What can I offer to help this person out, to help this group of people out? And I created an offer called Booked Out Facilitator, because it's based on these conversations around making sales, about attracting leads to your business and to your work and building a brand. And in one of the conversations, I remember someone saying something that stood out at the time. I can't remember it right now. And I wrote it down and I was like, oh, that's so powerful. And then when I went to write the invitation letter for the program I was offering, I included that phrase that she said into the sales copy. So it was included in. I didn't change the words. I basically just wrote it down verbatim, the way that she said it, and I popped it in the sales page. So when I did release the program, she was one of the first people to sign up, and she's like, oh my goodness, Leanne, it's like you read my mind. And I'm not that skilled, but there's such power in reflecting back what someone says to you and even using their own words. So it's something called mirroring. Tony Robbins talks about it. A lot of neuro-linguistic programming people, NLP people, talk about mirroring or mimicking. So if you want to build up rapport with someone, I think I've seen TV shows where they kind of take the piss out of this, but you want to, if you're talking to someone and they cross their arms and you cross your arms, then there's something in that makes them like you more, because they see themselves in you. We liked people that remind us of ourselves. This is why diversity is tricky sometimes, incorporating that. And so it's the same thing with this mirroring and learning the lyrics and just repeating them back, singing them back to the stakeholder. We often think that we have to be clever when we market something or influence something. We have to convince people. We have to be copywriters. We have to be very clever with our words. It's absolutely not the case. The case is, hey, listen to what they're saying. Listen to how they're describing the problem, not how you would describe their problem, but how they actually describe it. Take note, get it transcribed. We've got Zoom, Teams, transcripts, AI transcription tools that you can use. Go through it. I would actually, I'm a bit old school here, I'd print it out and grab a highlighter. You can do it on your iPad as well, but I actually like that process of working through and just highlighting key phrases. And then if you need them to take some action or want to influence their behavior or do something, connect with them, you feed that back to them. It's a really interesting skill. I think it is a bit of a dark art that no one really talks about or uses, but it's very powerful. Anyway, I just shared that there because it was interesting that my client was like, oh, that really resonates with me. So Yes, it's funny what you pull up in terms of like, I wrote that last year and I thought, oh, this would be really useful for this group. And yeah, it's been sitting there, but I'm glad I get to share it with you on this podcast today. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.